Brothers and sisters, aloha. My name is Moke Stevens. I met Mitchell when we were 12 years old. I met him at 5th Ward Deacon's Quorum. I had just moved over from 11th Ward. That was when it was still 11th and 5th, and before they split the wards and made it Linda Vista First. So I met him at Deacon's Quorum. We were 12 years old, and if I had one word to describe Mitchell, at least back in those days, it would be crazy. That was his battle cry. Let's get crazy! And when I first met Mitchell, I think he thought I was kind of a dork. And I probably was. But I was just crazy enough. I did some stupid thing, and it made him laugh. And Mitchell, once Mitchell starts laughing, everybody's laughing because Mitchell has that hysterical laugh. So I did this dumb thing, made him laugh, and he thought, okay, this guy's alright. So we started hanging out. And back in those days, it was Mitch, Ben Riddle, and me. And we were inseparable friends. We did everything together. The Three Amigos, that was us. My mom used to call us. We had that. She had that Disney cartoon, The Three Amigos, and that's when she thought of the Three Amigos, she thought of me and Mitch and Ben. So we did everything together. In fact, we went to this one dance. It was a school dance. I think it's Sadie Hawkins, where, you're supposed to take a date, but we didn't. We just went there together, and we even got our picture taken together. And somewhere I've got that picture. We're all sitting on hay bales, and we're posing, and it's all three of us. I think we're all giving the shaka. And so we went everywhere together. And when I first met Mitch, he was chubby. In fact, one of our scoutmasters, I can see his face, I can't remember his name, but one of our scoutmasters nicknamed Mitchell Spanky because he was short and fat. And back in those days, it was so funny. I'd never met a guy who combed his hair. But Mitchell, whenever we went anywhere, he always had this comb in his back pocket. And we would be riding our bikes home from school or whatever, and he would all of a sudden, he would let go of the handlebars, pull out this comb, and he would be brushing his hair and doing this thing. I could see him in like some Vidal Sassoon commercial, his hair blowing in the wind, and he's all brushing. I just laughed. It was so funny. And then he'd stick it back in his pocket, and off we'd go. We'd just keep riding. He never stopped riding. We'd just let go of the handlebars and comb his hair a little bit. And he did that just periodically. Every now and then he'd just pull out his comb his hair. And when I first met Mitch, 12 years old, I think he was already a Life Scout. He must have been, because he was getting ready to work on his Eagle project. And of course me and Ben, Mitch, let's go. So we went down and helped him. And his Eagle project was painting the playground over at Linda Vista Park. And we painted the little swinging horses and the merry-go-round. And before we painted them, they were all like all different colors. But Mitch painted them all red, white, and blue. There's a blue horse, a white horse, a red horse. And it was just, everything was red, white, and blue. And we painted the big spiderweb dome thing. And we had fun doing it. And so that by the time Mitchell was 13 years old, he got his Eagle rank. And it was a big deal because I think he was the youngest Eagle Scout ever. So Mitchell's an Eagle Scout at 13, so now we're all working. I'm still working on my tenderfoot. And Mitchell's an Eagle Scout. He's working on his eagle palms and all that stuff, all for the rest of scouting. And he was really focused and centered in the gospel. He was all about the gospel and missionary work. And to inspire himself, I would say he went down, but he had his mom go down and get him all of the Arnold Freiberg paintings of the Book of Mormon prophets. And he stuck them on his ceiling above his bed so that when he woke up in the morning, he would wake up and he would see the Book of Mormon prophets, and they were all right there. And so at 13 years old in 7th grade, Mitchell's short and fat, and back in those days, he was short and fat and I was tall and skinny, and we kind of switched places. I mean, we never switched heights, but he became thin and in shape, and I became fat. But anyway, at 13 years old, I think one of his inspirations was the picture of Ammon fighting the Lamanites at the waters of Sebus. Because the picture is, Ammon has no shirt on, and he's just built. He's muscle bound, right? Not the like bodybuilder type muscles, but the like a farmer or rancher type muscles, just solid mass, right? And I think that was inspiration for Mitch, and he set a goal. Mitchell was very goal oriented. If he set a goal, he did it. And he decided he was going to get in shape. He wasn't going to be fat anymore. He was going to get in shape. And so from the summer between 7th and 8th grade, that's what we did. We worked out. me and Ben went over to his house and we cleaned out his garage and we threw down a carpet and we put a weight set in there, and he had jump ropes hanging on the walls, and we did school, we did homework, and then we worked out. And that's what he did all summer long. And we were over there with him, and we were always trying to trip him up, me and Ben. He was like, okay, count out my reps for me. I want to do 30 sit-ups. And so we said, okay. So he would be pumping out these sit-ups, so we began 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're like, hey, Ben, you remember that girl over there? You remember that? And we'd get sidetracked and say, oh, yeah, where were we again? Oh, yeah, 3, 4, 5. And we'd do this several times, so that by the time Mitchell was done with his 30 reps, he'd actually done like 100 sit-ups. And then he would always want to hold, he would like sit up on his last one, and he would let himself halfway down, and then he'd hold. Okay, I want to hold it for 30 seconds. And we did the same thing. Start counting, and lose track, and come back, so that he was already, he was like 70 or 80 seconds holding this thing, and he was just laughing. He was tense up, and he was laughing, and we were just, oh yeah, okay, okay, that's about good enough. But no matter how hard we made it, he never quit. He said, I'm doing 30 sit-ups, and even though he knew we were messing him up, he never quit. He waited until we said he was done. And so we were always trying to trip him up that way. But, he got in shape. And so by the time we went back to school in 8th grade, Mitchell went from being Spanky to being Rocky. And I remember Rocky was another one of his inspirations. We went over to his house. Me and Ben went to Mitchell's house for a sleepover, and we had a Rocky Fest. And back in those days, there was only 4 Rockies. Rocky 4 had just come out. And so we watched all these Rockies, and Mitchell was inspired. And Mitch had me make him a workout tape with all this workout music on it. And of course, Rocky music was #1 on there. We did Rocky, and we did some pop music that was, that wanted to make you work. Yeah, we're going. And so when Mitch first started working out, we were working out at the YMCA down in Mission Valley. And I shouldn't say we were working out, because mostly Mitchell was working out, and we would, me and Ben would pump some weights every now and then too. We'd take turns, but mostly Mitchell was working out. So the YMCA, I don't know who the people were that were working out there, but they were playing this elevator music. We're like, ugh. Teenage boys, we can't work out to this elevator music. It's driving us nuts. So we made this tape, and we took it over to the YMCA guy and said, hey, can you play this instead? This is pump you up music. This is workout music right here. So he said, yeah, sure. So he put it in, he's playing, and here comes Rocky. Dun, 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 dun. We're working out. Everything's great. Whoa, pumping iron. And then next thing we know, the music stops. The elevator music comes back on, and we're like, what happened? We're like, oh, deflated, right? So we go over to the guy and say, hey, how come the music stopped? And he said, oh, people came in and they were complaining. They don't want to listen to it. So I had to switch. I had to put the old music back on. I'm like, oh. So I think that was the last time we ever worked out at the YMCA. Then mostly we were working out in Mitchell's garage, and we started working out down at the USD gym, University of San Diego, and Mitchell would strap on his ankle weights, and we would run from his house down to the USD, and we would run back, and we'd work out, all that stuff, so that by the time Mitchell was in 8th grade, he had become Rocky. He was Rocky instead of Spanky. So he set that goal and accomplished it, and that was how he was. He was goal-oriented. But I remember this one time, we were down, so Mitchell's other inspiration, with these Book of Mormon prophet pictures all over the place, he noticed this picture of Moroni burying the gold plates. And he had this haircut, right? And his hair was kind of slicked back, and it was kind of long in the back. And of course, in the 80s, it was a mullet, right? All the pop stars wore this mullet. But in Mitchell's mind, it wasn't an 80s pop star haircut. It was Moroni's haircut. He said, I'm going to be like that. So he grew his hair out and started wearing it in a mullet. And with his hair like that, I don't know, we were probably like, we must have been 16, because we used to drive ourselves to the dance. Anyway, we were at a scout outing down at Pacific Beach, and I don't remember what the scout outing was, and I don't remember why we were all standing around in this parking lot, this back parking lot behind this beauty salon. But here we are waiting. I guess we're waiting for the leader to come with the van. It's probably Bishop Riddle, and he was bringing up his big van to haul us all home in. So we're waiting for him to show up with his van, and Mitchell sees the beauty salon sign, And all of a sudden, we're all talking. All of a sudden, Mitch disappears. He goes inside this beauty salon. And we're like, hey, where did Mitchell go? And about 15 minutes later, he comes out and he's like, wow, he jumps on his feet. He's like, oh, and he's just laughing hysterically. And he's got this hairdo, or his hair is up. Like, it looks like an exaggerated Elvis Presley hairdo with the, it goes way up on the top and it comes down and it has this ducktail in the back. He's just laughing. He can't stop laughing. And we just see him, and we're just rolling. Everybody's rolling with laughter. And he had gone in, and he told the ladies, as long as you don't dye my hair and you don't cut my hair, you can do anything you want to it. So they gave him this Elvis Presley hairdo that was really exaggerated. It was like a mock Elvis hairdo. And he just came out rolling, laughing. And Mitchell's laugh, once he's laughing, everybody's laughing, right? And we were going to a dance that night, and I'm like, wow, are you going to wear that to the dance? And he said, no, I'm going to fix it up. But anyway, so that was Mitch. He was just always doing something crazy. That's the kind of crazy. Like, he didn't do crazy, like, stupid or destructive stuff, other than he was kind of a pyro. I remember him telling me the story about when he was little, his dad caught him playing with matches. So his dad bought him this case, I guess a case of matches, and put him in the garage and said, Mitchell, I don't want you to come out of this garage until you light every single one of these matches. And he's like, yes. So he was just telling me how much fun he was having lighting these matches, and he got through like the first box, and he started getting bored. He's like, oh, okay, this isn't fun anymore. So he says, Dad, I don't want to light matches anymore. I'm done. I've learned my lesson. Can I come out now? I said, no, you stay in there, you light every one of them. So he did. He lit every one of them, and it worked for, I don't know, I think he said it worked for about 6 months, and then he was back to burning things again. And I remember we were with my family, and I don't know why we had bedrolls in the back. I don't remember where we were or what we were doing, but we had these bedrolls, and Mitch and Ben covered themselves up. I wasn't paying attention. I was talking to my family, whatever I was doing, but Mitch and Ben covered themselves up with this bedroll. Next thing I know, I smell something burning, and I look under there, and Mitchell's underneath this bedroll lighting. I think he had a lighter or something. He had a lighter, and he's like, all of a sudden this bedroll, he's burning these holes. These holes are being burnt in this bedroll, and he's down there lighting fires. Like, Mitch, what are you doing? So, he was cured of his pyromaniaism for a little while, but didn't stick. That was the most destructive thing I ever remember Mitch doing. But he was getting crazy all the time. That was what we did. We went crazy, swooping on girls. That was our thing. Wherever we were going, we were checking out the girls. And we walked or rode our bikes everywhere we went. We'd go to the movies together. Me, Mitch, and Ben. Go to the movies. Go to the gym. Go wherever we're going. We were always together, and we were always looking for some way to get crazy. And that was Mitch. And I love him. He's my best friend ever. Aloha.